and welcome to another episode of the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast. I am Cynthia Jamieson. This is episode 110, and today will be a little short but also impactful. And I want to talk to you about something that can feel both exciting and a bit overwhelming: change. I know change can sometimes feel like trying to dance with two left feet, but hang in there because there is a rhythm to be found if you are willing to move with it. Even for those of us who are, I'm just self identifying here, even though for those of us who value efficiency and thrive on getting things done, change can be intimidating. So it's perfectly okay to feel a bit unsettled when faced with something new or unfamiliar. It's just new. It's just unfamiliar. That's okay. We all know that stepping out of our comfort zones often means letting go of what feels predictable and safe. Here's the truth: change, even the smallest of shifts, asks us to move off of autopilot. I like to think about autopilot like a Netflix account. And maybe it's just me, but if you've ever found yourself scrolling through Netflix and just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, you could scroll for hours. I haven't, but I know you could. But unless you hit play, unless you decide and you hit play, you're not really engaging. You're just going through the motions. The same is true on Instagram. The same is true in your email box. The same is true in, going to the same route every day that you go to work, etc. So in leadership, living on autopilot means sticking to your old routine and your old decisions that might feel safe, but they're not serving you or your team anymore. To introduce another analogy, because I love analogies. It's like using a flip phone in a world of smartphones. Sure, it works. You can talk to someone. And there's a whole new world of capability and growth waiting for you if you're ready to upgrade. Let me share a personal story. In 2022, I found myself at a crossroads, a significant career transition. It was both thrilling and terrifying, just as it was with every other move and life transition I faced. And I have faced countless of them. You probably have too. So maybe you've noticed what I've noticed. The pattern is always the same. There's a part of me that wanted to cling to the familiar paths. And even though deep down, I knew I was being called to something new. So there was this tension within me. And the fear of stepping into the unknown felt overwhelming. Now, trusting my intuition and embracing that change, in doing so, I discovered new opportunities I hadn't even imagined. It was not easy, but it led to incredible growth and possibilities that aligned with who I truly am. So I just want you to think about that. I just want you to think about that. And I'm going to give you the invitation right now. Because it's your turn to pause and reflect. What are you holding on to out of fear? What's the change that you're avoiding because it feels uncertain? And so I encourage you to step back and ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I truly desire? This has been fascinating for me to just walk with these types of questions because I am someone who would have identified myself as like I've just done what was expected of me and not really thought about, well, what do I want or what do I desire? And I've been spending some time truly exploring what I do desire, and it's been fascinating. Sometimes, here's what I've learned. Sometimes those questions are too big. To ask yourself what you really want in all the domains of life, what you really truly desire in all of the domains of life can leave you in a bit of analysis paralysis. Here's what's been helping me. What do I really want today, or this month, or the rest of the year, or the quarter, or whatever timeline you get to decide that? Or what do I truly desire in this moment? And that could be as small as whatever you want for dinner as to where you want to go on a vacation, right? And here's what I'll tell you. When you're asking yourself these questions, your logical mind will give you answers based on what you already know or based on what your mind has been exposed to, which is just the perspective that it has. But here's the thing, your intuition, that is where new possibilities live. So it's time to tap into that. You will hear me as the podcast continues. You're going to hear some shifts and some changes in my language. And there are reasons for that, which I will explain at another future time. But I want you to think about leveraging your intuition because it exists within you. So here are three actionable steps to help you start. First, identify your fears. Take some time to write down what you are afraid of when it comes to the change that you're contemplating for yourself. This is your first step toward facing and releasing those fears. And here's what I can promise you, they're never as they're never as big as they seem in your mind when you either talk them out or write them down or even just allow yourself to think about, well, so what if that did happen, then what? If that did happen, then what? And then what then? Just actually bringing yourself through that, sometimes you can just, it dissipates. The second step is, I mentioned it earlier, so tapping into your intuition is something you're going to hear me speak more about. And the reason why is because instead of braining your way through, I want to invite you to set aside some quiet time to reflect or to meditate, to take time in the car, to maybe not have the podcast on, to really give yourself time and space to connect with yourself, your intuition, where it lives within you, and ask yourself what feels right, not what makes sense, because that's a sign of the logical brain getting involved, or asking yourself what just makes sense. Because listen, as someone who has been head led for a lot of decades, I would love to tell you of all the things that make sense. And while giving practical wisdom and practical tips and tools is amazing, and it is, and I still will do that, there's also an element of what feels right for you, because there isn't a right, there isn't a wrong. And I've said this so many times, it's probably your eye rolling. I can probably tell that. But there is an element about what feels right for you. That's the work that I want to do with you. The third piece is challenge your comfort zone. So find the thing that the change that you're considering, think about that, and then take one small, courageous step toward that change that you're considering. See how it feels and trust that you can adjust as you go. Maybe you want to delegate to someone. Maybe you want to have a difficult conversation with someone. Maybe you want to put your hand up or speak up in a meeting, like it, only you know what it is for you, but find that small way to take a courageous step forward. Change is uncomfortable at first, just like learning any new skill. Remember when you first learned to ride a bike? I do. It was petrifying. When you first started to drive a car, when you had your first job, when you had your first child, if you have children, right? Like all of those sorts of things. I mean, my son right now has changed from a very manual outside job to an inside at a desk job. It feels scary as hell for him. It's unfamiliar. Maybe it's even intimidating, but over time, here's what I can promise you. You would have adapted, just like you did with the bicycle or your driver's license, etc. You adapted over time. The same is true with any change. It will feel more comfortable as you practice it. And you can apply this to anything in life, anything in leadership, anything at all. Because often it's our resistance to change that's the problem, because it's tied to deeper fears or shame. What if I get it wrong? What if I make a mistake? What if I've chosen the wrong path? And we know the brain wants to find the right path, right? So this is why these fears are so important to expose and shine a light on. Because once you acknowledge them, once you write them down or speak them out loud, you can then start to challenge them, just like I talked about last week. You can ask yourself, what's on the other side of this fear? And imagine the possibilities that await you if you're willing to trust yourself and lean into the unknown. Here's what I know, there's so many things happening outside of us that we don't have any control over. And we love to look outside of us to find the answers. We want validation. We want permission. We want, confirmation. We want all of these sorts of things. And the answers are within you. And so it's really, you will hear me inviting you more and more to do that because it's really important. Because when you're stuck on autopilot, the cost is more than just wasted time. It drains your energy, it drains your creativity, it drains your connection, both to yourself and to your team, to your partner, to your family. And when you lead with intention, you're not just moving forward, you're driving the change. You're bringing the energy, the purpose, the passion, the vision that inspires others to follow you. You are bringing that when you are allowing yourself to follow those things. But you have to get out of that stuck feeling, that monotonous, that same day looks, every day looks the same. It's like Groundhog Day. So, having said that, if you are ready to dive deeper into leading with impact, I invite you to explore my 12-week coaching program. That's where we would work together. We would explore your values, uncover any self sabotaging behaviors. We get to the root cause of the problem for you and create actionable goals that bring your vision to reality. This is what I do all day, every day. So you will get the personalized support. You will get the practical tools. You will get the space to make transformative changes in both your leadership and your life. It's tailored to you and it helps you unlock your potential and lead with greater purpose and impact. So I want to share with you what one of my past clients has had to say about working with me. I have done a complete 180 from where I was when I started this experience to where I am now after working with Cynthia. I have overcome challenges that I have been carrying with me for the majority of my life that I thought would have to wait another 20 years to move the needle on. I have overcome doubt that was trying to hold me back from the confidence that I wanted as a leader. I have also learned how to better prioritize my work, let go of control in order to include others in the vision. Cynthia is knowledgeable, kind, intentional, and understanding. She will partner with you to craft a plan that works for you. And the support she provides helps you make meaningful and lasting change. I am so grateful that I chose Cynthia as my coach and recommend her to anyone looking to make the impossible possible in their career. First, I am so grateful. And if you are listening, I know you know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. There's never been such a beautiful testimony to the work that can be done within 12 sessions. So, as I wrap up, if you are ready to stop scrolling and hit play, let's get started because your story is still being written and the pen is in your hand. Take care, and I will see you back here, same time, same place, next week. Make it a great one. Hey, leader. Thanks for tuning in to the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you to embrace your authentic leadership journey. I want to invite you to join my mailing list at www.cynthiajamiesoncoach.ca and claim your copy of Your Inner Compass, a guide to charting your course to authenticity. This guide will help you understand what truly matters most to you. My vision is to empower individuals to live and lead lives in harmony with their core values, become catalysts for positive change, and navigate transitions, all while fostering connection and belonging in the world. Lastly, your feedback shapes this show, so I would be honored if you would subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you so much for being a part of this community dedicated to authentic leadership. Together, let's make a meaningful difference in this world.